knowledge they need to be a leader tomorrow, to be their best selves. So I had a few thoughts about how the way we're working might fit in with those 3 high lines that Andrew's just spelled out for us. That whole idea of encouraging kids, how do we encourage them to get excited? There's a really important message. ICT skills are just as important to getting a job today and tomorrow as reading, writing and arithmetic. Absolutely critical message, and we're sharing that all the time. The second thing is, what are those barriers? What are the barriers to kids getting involved? Well, we're really concerned, and what we've found with communities that we work with is that many parents, particularly in underserved communities, see that whole IT thing as play and not future work. And in fact, what we know is that the IT sectors are where the plentiful jobs are, where the money is. And so rather than encourage kids towards careers that in non-tech roles, we're encouraging families to talk about the tech perspective. I read in Computer World yesterday that 86% of you fellas, the CIOs, are saying, well in fact I think it's chief executives, are saying that IT skill shortages are their biggest concern. The things that we've learned, and I guess that's the final thing that we're talking about here, the things we've learned are 3 things. One of them, we must be deliberate engaging. We cannot let this stuff to chance. We must deliberately engage with our young people. The second thing is that if we start working with communities, it must be a long-term engagement. It can't be drive in, drive out. You've got to bring your heart, you've got to bring your soul, you've got to bring a commitment to being there for a long time and invest in those communities. And then the last thing is to use those foundations. Use them as scaffolding for a future. Use them for local engagement, local people, local leaders, local mentors. You know, we've spent the last 18 months engaging very heavily in South Auckland. We've reached 5,000 people, and they know that we're here to stay. Not only have we been in Weymouth, in Otara, in Manurewa, Māngere, we're going to be back in Māngere again in November, and those communities know that we're here to stay, we're here to build their own perspective and here to build that future of young people in ICT.
Great, thanks Judy. I was talking to Francis Valentine the other day, who set up the Mind Lab. Many of you will be familiar with that. They've just launched in Gisborne, and they've only been there 6 weeks, and every slot is booked out for a year. And that's how quickly the take-up was in that community, which really gives you a sense that you're talking about where that need actually
Well, when we launched our youth workshops, the ones we ran in April, we launched them in, I think, February, and that night we had every place filled, so 2 months ahead of the workshop. So it's that same appetite, excitement, inspiration, and hope.
Absolutely. All right, and to pick up on that, Vaughan Rousseau, they've been, of course, Vaughan, you've kicked off ONG Tech, which has just taken off like a rocket. I mean, we had a coffee, I think, back in October when you were thinking about the idea.
That's right.
And what's that, 9 months on, it's huge.